righty, welcome back to Beyond the Box. So Friday, if people actually knew how to drive, things like this would not happen.
Is that how it happened?
Yeah, you hit a pole and everything
Yeah.
goes out. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I noticed that there is a delay between us starting here and it being pulled up. I have two separate YouTubes. So when I run the shows, I do them on, my two separate YouTube accounts.
Right.
So I pulled up the other YouTube account on my other screen so I could watch that chat. And it's just weird.
It is slow
I
on
can't
mine.
I can't look at it because it's a delay. And I'm
That's
like,
why I have it on my phone on a stand right here so I can glance at the chat on the side, but I can't watch us on there because we're behind.
yeah, it's really weird. So I don't know if Susie's coming on tonight because uh she got home last night. She was exhausted, and I know today she had to do some other stuff, but we'll see what happens. I did send Steve the link, the link, the link, the link. So I don't know if he's the linkle. So I don't know if he's coming on tonight, but we're going to talk about something a little fun. Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. Our little cryptid buddies, I say little, but they're not, they're kind of big, and portals.
Yes.
I love portals.
So do I.
I watch a lot of Abe Sias's channel, Spiritual Cryptid Encounters, and he is a very sensitive spiritual person. So when he goes out on his walks, he always takes his phone and he just records and spans around. And he doesn't see what is in front of him until he goes home and he records those and he looks through them.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can see him when he shows his videos.
Right.
He's got this one that's amazing. You could see what looked like Bigfoot, and there's like three of them. And then all of a sudden, the biggest one goes in, disappears right in front of your face, disappears. Well, it takes the other ones with him.
Wow.
So on that point, I think that I understand why when people try to take pictures or video of them, they are not, they're transparent. They're like you can see leaves and stuff in perfect form around them, but with them you get like a fuzzy spot. Looks distorted, but I think that's why I believe that they're interdimensional creatures. So they're on a different frequency than we are.
Yes.
Which would mean they were on a different frequency to our video or our camera. It's kind of like spirits. They're on a different frequency. You can get semi-looking light forms, but it's hard to distinguish what they actually are because they're on a different frequency than we are.
Right.
Some people do carry a certain frequency levels, which is why some of us are more prone to seeing things or feeling things because our bodies run off of vibration and all of that. So it makes it makes us a little different.
Yes.
And I hate saying, yeah, and I hate saying that because, I grew up all my life like that. And all my life, I was always so different. And it's like,
That was our normal. It was just hard to find other people that are like
yes,
us, that get, you don't have to describe it. You just say a few things and the other one goes, yeah. I get it. That's it.
Right. And
Oh,
it's it's crazy because when I was younger, like I said, the only one I had in my family that understood it was my grandmother.
oh,
My grandmother was like that.
nice.
So it made it okay. Uh, my mother didn't like it, kind of scared her.
Sounds like my mama terrified her. She's like, "Don't talk about that stuff." Still today, she's
Yeah.
the same.
And so as I was growing up, I learned to just keep my mouth shut and not tell people what I see. Now, and I believe that's what happened with the Salem witch trials.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because I believe that those people had abilities sort of similar to mine and other people. And back then, they didn't believe in that stuff. They didn't talk about that stuff. So it made them say, okay, well, they're witches.
Right. Yeah.
So,
They're
in
doing magic. They're healing people, and we don't
right.
know how, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, and then I sit and I think, because, I had bought a set of tuning forks. Um, and after I got out of my coma, I got neuropathy really bad in my left leg.
Ooh,
Up the side of my leg, my whole entire foot. And I spent so many years not feeling the bottom of my foot. And the doctor would tell me, you got to be really careful when you put your foot down. You could step on something, get an infection.
mm,
Well, I started using those tuning forks on my foot.
wow.
And I
I have
feel, I feel my foot now. Oh, trust me. I step on something, but the problem with it is I feel the burning and I feel the tingles, but I have
oh,
feeling.
that hurt. I know what you're talking about because of
Yeah,
my accident on my leg, and it's hard to describe, and people are like, "Oh, yeah, I have that," and I'm like, "No, you don't, because I didn't have that before I had this,
right,
and it's different, and it's
right.
weird to describe."
Yes. So now I feel things. I
Ye
stepped on a little
Oh,
stone in the bathroom the other day and I was like, ow, right on my heel. I was like,
oh,
oh, I feel it.
it had to be a stone out of the most painful things.
Right?
It had to be a stone. Yeah, I have some, tuning forks too. They're different ones, like, this is for
Yeah.
your pineal gland, and then
Yep.
it's like I got the whole set with the different ones. These are handcrafted and tuned to something I got years ago, but they actually helped me too. I was like, "Well, I don't know,"
They help
but
with anxiety.
right.
Mine actually help because I have, they told me that I have, what is that called when your ears ring?
Oh,
The time.
tinnitus or something
Yeah,
like
they said I
that.
have tinnitus. Now, sometimes my ears will just ring and then stop ringing. That tells me something different. But when they ring constantly,
Right.
but I'll take those tuning forks and I'll smack them things and I'll hold it up to my ear and I'll just sit there with it and just sit there with it. And when I take them away, the ringing stops.
It counteracts the ringing because I've been looking into
Yeah.
that too. I've had a lifelong, my whole life, of
Right?
something like that. But lately, I get it. I hadn't had them for years, but I get a little bit here and there, and it flips. So what I've been saying is no consent, no thank you. You are not allowed. Return to sender, regardless of what it is.
Right.
I go and I say, because I don't know,
You
I'm in the
cover all
privacy of my own
bases.
home, and then it
Yeah.
stops.
Yeah, you cover
It's
all your bases. That's
Yeah,
that's a
that's
big thing,
it.
cover all your bases.
I could be anywhere doing anything, and if it happens, I've been like, I guess, training myself or what, making it like it's a normal thing. Like, that
Right.
happens, instead of getting upset, I just say this, and this, and it seems to be catching on a
Yeah.
little bit quicker.
So we do know, um, I am to believe that the reason why you don't find Bigfoots, you don't find bodies, you don't find, they get away from you real quick. Like you can say, okay, there's something there. See it out of the corner of your eye and poof, it's gone.
Right?
Portals.
Yep.
Now, I did hear something the other day. which kind of made a little bit of sense. A lot of people who encounter things with Bigfoot, they will usually see a ship, lights in
Oh,
the
yep.
sky
Yep. I've heard that.
before that happens. So,
Yeah.
um, are the portals coming from the UFOs? Are the Bigfoots being moved around by UFOs?
I think both. I
You
think both.
think?
I think that transporting or picking up, you know, with a different group, not like saying that's theirs, but like whoever they're working for, or if they were slaves, who knows, that they could be forced to do things. I believe that they're environmentalists because they're always in the woods, they're always protecting the woods and the forests and stuff. They're not really doing anything. It's just, when people go trugging along or, you know, looking to find them. Some people might be cool and sitting there observing, like watching nature. Others are hunting. Well, if
Yeah.
you come into their house, would you like somebody to hunt you in your home? Would you like
Nope.
somebody to mess up your
Nope.
forest and
That's right.
stuff? That's what I was thinking about today. Would you like them to come into your house and mess? And sometimes they do because you move too close and you mess with them.
Yeah. And I think that's it too. A lot of people think that they're, oh God, they're vicious, or they're, you know what? They're just like the rest of us.
Right.
If you do not have good intentions, then they're going to defend themselves and their families as much as possible.
Yes, especially when people witness babies or children size,
Right. Right.
families. It's like, well, that's what they're doing. We would do
Right.
that, you know.
Yes. Yes. Um, reminds me of Woody's from
Yes.
Star Wars. Yeah, the Wookiees. The Wookiees. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I saw that. I think I was in either seventh or eighth grade when it came out or something. And I remember seeing Chewbacca and I was like, oh my gosh, oh, I love him. And I mean, my friends made fun of me and they're like, he's big and scary. I'm like, no, he's not. He's big, sweet, and furry, and he's really cool. And I just kind
Yeah.
of kept that. And I was thinking about that too because when you're a kid, your heart always, even though everyone tries to say no, that's not real, or it's just Star Wars, a movie, but in my hearts of hearts I believed that was a being real. And my dad and we would watch whatever we could find that they would put, if they saw one or if this and that, we would actually look and talk about that stuff. We would never talk outside of the family, or the
Well,
house, because back
now,
then
right back then, but see, now we
yeah,
know that they put a lot of things in movies,
right,
and
right.
I, you know, some of the things they put in movies are bad. Okay,
uh, I agree.
they do the programming, all this
Yes,
stuff,
they do. That's why I haven't watched many, but I've watched a
but
lot.
a right, but a lot of things that they do put in movies, not only are they doing it to tell us about things, but I think they're doing it so that if they present it, we're
Right.
not as shocked.
I think so too. Because I remember, I don't know, in the 90s, like because my kids were younger, in the toy department, they started showing different toys that they never had, like little aliens, UFOs, or, now Star Wars. There's more Star Wars stuff, It was a thing and it was but now it's more full again and trying to be. And just all of these things. And I always liked lean towards sci-fi and that kind of stuff more because I always
Yeah,
kind of believed it was real. Like it was to everybody else is presented like woo-woo and crazy talk and this and that. But I kept it to me like this stuff's real. I know it's real.
right.
Too. I don't know how yet, but one day hopefully I can find out. But
Well, and we all know that the technology that we have today, the government's had it for a very long time.
they're like 100 years or more before us. I know that.
Right. They
We
just put it out sporadically, here.
hand-me-downs. Here you go,
The hand me
kids. Oh,
downs.
look at that. They dust it off, shine it up,
We get the hand me downs.
and we're all excited. Woo!
I know, right? Well, and it was the same way with like Star Trek. When
Yeah.
they came up with their communicating things, what did it look like? A flip phone,
Yeah.
which is one of the first phones that they came out with for cell
It
phones.
does. My dad still has one. You're right. I saw it today where he does
Yeah.
that sound. My
So now I wonder, okay, like portals. Portals to me, I think they are for different dimensions. Sometimes I think, like, when you see things out of the corner of your eye, it's because we say the way it's said is the veil's thin, or whatever is there is shining through the veil. Okay.
Right. Right.
So we turn to it and we don't see it. Why? Because we see what is it, the 3D dimension where they're a 5D dimension.
Right.
Okay. So if you're not up to speed on that, then yeah, no, you're not going to turn your head. You're not going to see it.
No.
But the corner of your eyes, and I tell everybody, if you think you see something out of the corner of your eye, don't
You,
move your head.
you did.
Don't look. You did. Don't look forward.
But that's
You
how
know.
that's a reaction. Did I see
Yes,
something? What did I just see?
it
We weren't
is.
informed of what we might be catching,
Do you
and
know what
then
I do? I used to do that, but you know what I do now? I will sit still and I will kind of just concentrate on what's in the corner of my eye.
I
Because
never
I'm going to
do that.
tell you, my peripheral vision is a lot better than my forward vision, period. I can't
Right.
see to save my life. I
Right.
mean, and I have so many different glasses and so many different reading glasses. I even have one of those big,
Oh,
uh,
I saw it. You and
yeah,
Susie, it's
with
behind
a,
you. You and Susie
yeah,
pulled them out. And I'm like,
with a
wow,
light
you
on
guys
it.
got big ones. I got a little one.
Mine even has a light on it so I can brighten
Oh
what the
my.
heck I'm looking at,
I think
It's
this is one of the
terrible.
kids.
Yeah. Hi, Rebecca. But yeah, I have to have this stuff to see. So a lot of times, and I will tell you this, to read stuff online is really hard on me. Even, if I blow it up to where I can see it, it's so overgrown that I have
You
one
can't
letter
see
at a
nothing.
time.
You're like,
It's
I don't even know what the word is. What? It's like
I'm
playing
like
Wheel of Fortune.
A, B.
And then you get tired. You forgot what you're reading.
I know, right? Never mind. This is not worth it.
I'll go watch a, I'll
Done.
go watch a
Done.
video.
Stick a fork in me. But
I've done that.
my peripheral vision, I see a lot of things that go through my peripheral vision.
Right.
And I can sit right here and tell you exactly what my dog is doing, and he's over there doing something.
I
And
had
I
that
can see what he's doing.
at the
Just
eye exam. The one doctor, she was like, "Oh wow, well you can see, that's unusual, but there are people that can do it. It's not a weird thing. It's just, certain people are just able, born that way, and others aren't.
uh, yeah,
I thought
true.
everybody was like that, and then I found out where I was at. I was like, "Oh, I'm the weird one. Everybody else can only see this. I got to find more people like me. I know I'm not the only one."
It's okay, Sherry. I grew up weird. It's all right. You
Oh,
get used to it after a while,
I
and like,
owned it. When
yeah,
people call you weird or crazy, I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah,
that's right. You want more?" You know,
that's me.
it's,
I'm just like, you can make fun of me all you want. I know what I know. I know what I grew up with. I know what I see every day on a daily basis. You know,
exactly.
but I would love to go out for a walk in the woods and run up on a portal. Now, they do say that you can feel it. You may not be able to see it, but you could feel it. And it feels almost like a light gravity pull, like something is just vibrating and so
But I know that there's some of those portals that Dr. Dennis Carroll talked about, and some others of the staircases. And
yeah,
a lot of people say don't don't do it. So there could
Yeah.
be portals that are not good places, like the fairy rings
Right.
and stuff like that. So I mean, it's cool about it to think, but it's like anything else. There's good portals and there's bad where are you going to end up at?
Have you seen that one video? There's a girl that does this video, and what she does is she puts two mirrors facing each other. Body mirrors, full-size mirrors.
Oh, wow.
And when she does this, if she goes to one of the mirrors, she can put her hand in it and her hand disappears into the mirror.
Uh-oh.
And my thought
Okay.
is, well, don't go in there because you might not be able to get out.
Yeah, that's kind of like poltergeists and stuff, with Carol Ann and the TV.
You better turn yourself around and figure out how you're going to put your head back in there.
Go
But
back to
it
sleep.
shows her she actually goes in it. And when she goes in it, she takes the video camera with her and she's still recording. And she's like in this big warehouse that echoes and there is nobody around.
Oh my gosh. Okay, she
And
could be that could be like a magic trick or whatever, but
yeah, and I'm
when
like,
you use two mirrors together like that, you do create a portal. So when you have two mirrors, like me and my youngest, we can walk around and we were someplace and he's like, well, there's a portal. That's a big one. It's got three mirrors. And I was like, no, what? Oh, okay.
yeah,
So two or
I,
three.
I
Like,
don't play with those.
no, I don't either. Just like the Hall of Mirrors. Think about that one. Why did they have that
Yeah.
like that? Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
wonder.
And then I started thinking back, do you remember like traveling carnivals, how they would have
Yes.
the house that you go into that has all mirrors
Yeah, the
and
House of
you
Mirrors.
bump into things?
Yeah.
How
I wonder
many
if
of
those are
those people
portals.
disappeared?
That could be because you have spellcasters and the witchy poo people that know how to use the mirrors. They use mirrors. That's why, like in the 1800s, 1600s, when people would die and they'd cover them up because mirrors. And some people are like, no, they're going to look at you. And it's like, no, 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 no. If you look through history of scrying and all of this other stuff.
Mirrors trap souls.
Yes, they do. And they
Yes.
also bring things in too.
Yes.
That you just, I've had some bad experience, where you're doing stuff, getting ready. And next thing you know, you don't look out of the, and you see, and you're like, I don't think so.
Yeah. And that can be a bad thing,
Yeah. So
I mean,
you got to be careful. It's like a thin line of everything, that because we don't have all the details because everything's
right.
all messed up and we got to guess.
And they keep a lot of things. They know.
Oh, I know
Okay.
they know. That's
But
why they
they
sit back
keep
and
it.
laugh at us, going, "Look at
Yeah.
them guess and bump
Look at
off
those
from each other."
dumbasses.
Oh, well, now they're fighting again. Cool,
It's like, I don't. I would. I have like. I don't know if you know who Barb Hartman is.
I might. I don't know.
I had her on the show once. I actually need to get a hold of her and have her come back on. But where she lives, out in Washington, she has a big house out there, and she's got nothing but woods behind her. Well, they were doing some remodeling of the house, and her husband had like 2x4 woods or plat woods, and they were all stacked up. And they went in, of course, nighttime, have dinner, go to bed. He comes out the next day, and they're moved around. And he's like, wait a minute. So, of course, we know it could have been bears.
Oh yeah, that's
Could
true
have
too.
been bears. So she decides to put a camera up in her backyard. And she showed me what she caught. And what she caught were 3 small, bulky, I think they were young Bigfoot.
Aw.
And so does she.
Do I'm like,
And you see everything in this video around it is just fine. But the 3 things in the middle
aw,
are
it's fishing.
pixelated.
Well, what do kids do? Okay, they could be like,
Yes.
"Wow, building
Yeah.
blocks. Look at this. We got some Legos or whatever,
Right?
Lincoln Logs."
We found some stuff to play with.
Exactly. Why not?
But in her backyard, they leave her gifts,
Well, aw,
you
because
know?
they're not. They probably sense that they're good people. Like the Native Americans. I
Yes.
do. I have Native American in me too. With everything else, I don't know. And I worked with a lot of Native American Lakota and many ceremonies and learned a lot of that. And it's just honor and respect. It's honor and respect for nature, the land.
Yes.
They're not praying. A lot of people think that they're praying and worshiping, and they're not. Actually, it's a like respect back and forth, a give and take. I guess he didn't like that.
He despises my neighbors.
Oh, it's
It's
the
this
neighbors,
it's
right?
the cigars that they smoke. He does not like how they smell.
Well,
And
yeah.
I don't understand why they don't go in their backyard. We have fenced in private backyards. I don't know why they don't go back there and smoke.
Because they want everyone to drive by and see him smoking a cigar. I don't know.
Could be. Could be. Could be. And he gets a bad case of the runaway barkies whenever they're out there.
He's been
And
doing that, yeah.
yeah, having storms lately. And I'm here to tell, I guess the other night I was in like half a dreamland. Okay. Like I hadn't quite fallen asleep yet. And it thundered so bad it shook my place and I jumped in my sleep.
Wow.
And he sleeps on me. So
So
when I did that, he freaked the hell out, started barking and didn't know which way to turn. And I'm going to kill something. I just don't know where it's at.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Who's
God.
getting mom? Who's getting mom?
It's funny. He does that. He's so crazy.
He's like, we're sleeping. What's going on?
I know. He does not like to be disturbed when he is asleep. There's times I'll have to get him up because I'll be laying there and I'll be asleep and I'll wake up because I gotta go use the bathroom and he'll be on me and I'm like, Pootie, get up. Pootie, get up. Pootie, get up. And when I go to move, he walks off. I'm like, well, excuse me, Grumpy. Better than me pee in the bed.
Yeah, really. Make you lay in it.
Yeah. What's the matter with you? He does. He's so grumpy. Oh my God. But yeah, she has those things in her backyard.
That's cool
and
to see.
They come and go. And I thought that it was amazing because it was the pixelated in the center, but everything around it, the camera picked it up plain as day.
Right.
So I'm like, uh-huh. But
they can probably manipulate the frequencies of, because if they're vibrating at a higher frequency than they are, they're able to manipulate our frequencies probably like, to them,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So these are things that are seen everywhere. Okay. All over the world.
We got them up north. Where I was at, they had where I was camping last year. I was telling my friend, I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool if we could see a Bigfoot. And she's like, no. And I'm like, yeah. And then they had a big cutout of a Bigfoot there at the campsite. And I was like, that means there's a Bigfoot around. Never got to see one, but I saw a deer at least. But they follow deer though, too. If you see deer, they're with deer sometimes. I've heard with coyotes once in a while around. They like apples as a gift sometimes.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
They like peanut butter.
Communication, just calmness. I mean, I thought about it if I ever not bumped into one, but I'd probably scream anyway.
Excuse me.
Wow, you're really tall.
I ever just bump into one out there in the woods while I'm running around, you know.
Yeah, well, if I do, you'll be the first to know. I'll be on the phone. Brenda, I really bumped it.
I'm out here in the woods. Guess who I bumped into?
I only got pictures of his kneecaps.
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
But we
Oh,
have them in Michigan. I mean, they're up north. There's a guy that is a Michigan Bigfoot. I think is his YouTube channel or something that he does, and talks about it. And I'm like, that'd be so cool. But I don't have people to go with me because I tell my family, and they're like, "No, Mom, I'm not gonna. No, that's okay."
but some people call them different things, but I think they're all the same.
Well,
I really do.
there's
I think,
like Sasquatch, but like us, there's
yeah.
different people with different environments, and our bodies kind of go with those environments. And over centuries, we've been shifted and moved around and whatnot. And I think it's kind of like them too. Like there's some in Florida that they call the skunk monkey or skunk ape.
Now, I've heard about that one.
Yeah.
This is what I was told about the skunk apes, that they are Bigfoots, but they were kicked out of their Bigfoot community, so they were kind of
Oh,
like on their own.
right.
Because from what I'm to understand, Bigfoot smells like wet dog, anyways. But the skunk apes, they really stink.
I heard they do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that's because of the pheromones they set off to protect themselves
Oh,
because they are
yeah.
alone.
That could be. Hey, I never thought of that. That's a good one.
Yeah, they don't have like the whole, how do you call it? Like the tribe, the rest of the family with them. I'm going to say family. They
Yeah.
don't have the rest of the family with them, so they cannot be as well protected. Safety
Right.
in numbers. Apparently, Bigfoot's just smart as we are. Safety in numbers.
Yeah. Well, just like the
So,
Yetis, they look like white Bigfoots, the Yetis, like we
right.
have polar bears and we have
Yep.
brown bears. We have
Polar
black
bears are
bears.
actually brown. You know that, right?
I don't know. I've seen them at the
Yeah,
zoo. They look white.
they're brown.
What do they do? What do they make them look like at the zoo then? What do they color
They
them? Dye their
it's
fur? Or something?
Yeah, right? No.
I don't
They
know.
they have when it's cold, like
Right.
they keep that water cold.
Yeah.
That offsets their color of their hair. Um,
Well, also predators probably, and okay, that makes sense. I
yeah.
know what you're saying. Gonna have to
The
look that up. That's really interesting. I learned something new. Yeah, the Appalachians. Yeah,
yeah,
they got a bunch of interesting creatures in there. I mean, I've been up in the Appalachians, but not camping or walking the trail.
Appalachians.
Yeah, they got some people there.
Yes. I know people out there, and I'm trying to get him to do, uh, got a lot of woods by his house, and I'm trying to get him to take, tree knockers and different stuff with him to go out there. But he just keeps wandering off on his own and doing, I don't even know what the hell he's doing. But, it's okay. It's okay.
You might catch something though.
He's entertaining.
Yeah.
But if he does it right.
Yeah.
So,
I would like to go up to the UP. Up the Upper Peninsula would be more of a chance to be able to see more, even though we have it up in the the upper part of it. I'm sure we might have down here, but it's a little hard because you got Detroit and all of that's always like in this area. It's pretty much our most popular. You got the like over here is like Lansing and where I'm at down here, but it's like you still got like so much open space, and then the UP.
right.
And the scary bridge to go. That bridge is so scary to go across.
Oh, you have a
Oh,
scary bridge?
yeah, the bridge across Michigan to go from the UP at the Michigan Bridge. There was what was a car? It was a Yugo or something back in the day. There was like 90-mile-an-hour winds, and the poor little Yugo went whoop. and they went
Uh-oh.
off the bridge. So sometimes they have to shut it off because there's too much high winds that, yeah, you can kind of blow off the bridge. So,
Oh,
yeah.
well, that would kind of suck.
I know. I mean, it's beautiful, but I don't know. When I was younger, it never bothered me. But since my life and all the stuff that has happened between, I think I don't know if I want to travel that yet or not.
They got the Bridgeview Park. Let's see, what is this one? The DuSable Bridge? What bridge is that? Let me see what that looks like. No, I don't think that's it. Let's look at this one. Oh, now that's a big old interesting bridge right there.
That's the best thing that I grew up in this state because our hand is our thing. I mean,
Wait.
we show all our directions.
Wait, I gotta show you this. Let me put this up here. This bridge looks like it goes like into the water.
Oh, he's from Michigan too, Southwest. All right, it's a Michigander.
It's a Michigander.
Yeah, Brent is a Michigander from Southwest Michigan part. Yeah.
Does that not look like it goes into the water and
Yes,
comes
that
out?
does look like, but wow. If
What
they
on
even
earth?
if that river or the river went up, it could flood that bridge, it looks like, you know?
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of weird.
I mean,
I like
whoa.
bridges. I've been on like the bridges in New York City. I've been in Washtenaw Bridge and the Brooklyn Bridge and all
I've
those other places, but
I've been on the what do they call that bridge? The George Washington Bridge, is that what it's
yeah, I've been on that.
in New York? Yeah, now that was no good. Oh, look at it looks pretty when it's lit up.
Yeah.
Look at
Oh,
that
those
at night.
bridges didn't bother me. It scared my mom. She's from the East Coast, so I grew up here, but I also had like East Coast life too, family, and we would go out there quite a bit too.
That's a big bridge.
Yeah, that does. Yeah.
I
Is
know
that
the bridge in San Francisco was pretty big. That's a video.
that's a
They're on a
beautiful
boat.
bridge. So, huh? I
Yeah.
don't know. The
I
Saginaw Bridge, they redid that when I headed up north, the Saginaw Bridge, and I was like, "Oh my God, I feel like I'm going on a roller coaster because the way they redid it, you're going up really super high, and then you got a bank this way." And I'm like, "I'm going to be in the center lane, and I'm just going to drive and look at the road until I get off the
right?
bridge, look back, and go, oh my God, they changed that one." So,
Now I like some of the like a lot of the folklores that they tell about some of these bridges. We have a couple out here too.
we had one in our town I grew up in. It was the old troll bridge, one lane,
Oh,
wooden. Oh yeah, kids would go out there sometimes, on a night. I didn't, but they were like, "Yeah," and I said, "No, I'm okay," because I grew up in a haunted house, so I didn't need to go out. No.
well, I mean, when you
It is
think about
scary.
it, if because we have a few out here, and then there's even one out here that people see like I want to say she's teenage age,
Oh.
like a ghost, and she's in pajamas, like a nightgown, like the ones they used to wear like a long time ago, the real long ones with the little
Oh,
frills
probably
on
with
the
like
bottom
the
of them.
sleeves and the little
Yeah. Now,
thingy
how do you
around.
sleep in that?
Yeah, like 18, it was probably like the 1700s, 1800s. They were thick yeah, I know what you're talking
Right,
about. I couldn't,
right.
I don't know what.
But they say that she apparently was kidnapped,
Oh,
raped, beaten. She wasn't dead until they threw her over that bridge.
oh my.
And then she drowned because she couldn't,
Right.
you know.
And
But
sometimes you die too fast. You don't know what happened and
yeah, and
yeah.
they linger. They hang out. Um, they're. What are you talking about, Rebecca? Where's actually
Oh, they're talking about their fur. Their fur transparent and different colors. So, like when you're looking at them, oh, polar
Oh, the
bears,
polar bears. Yeah.
dry days. That's cool. I
Yeah.
like that. I have to look more into it now. It's like, ooh, this is something new. I mean, seriously, and I'm into animals. I
Bears.
can't believe I didn't learn that one.
Bears. But I know another girl. I've been trying to get her to come on the show, but she's always gone so much. She goes to the Burning Man events and different stuff like that.
Oh,
But she has lived on her property. Her family owned her property when she was born. And apparently, there is a whole family of Bigfoot that live
wow.
on her property that hang out. And every now and then, if somebody's over there, they can get a glance. Because she has what she calls watchers. Like she thinks that it's the females. And
Oh,
during the day, they kind of hang out and make sure that, nobody's doing anything wrong. But Bigfoot are telecon what do they have? Telekinesis. So they can tell if you show up there with bad intent.
oh yeah.
They read it in your mind. So they know what you're there for, if you're there for any good or any bad. And if you're there for bad, they know it and they're not going to
No,
engage in that.
no, but they do. Do you see most of them? You're like, oh, or you hear people say, like, I had rocks thrown at me. I had a log. It was like, I've grown up watching them, and I'm like, well, okay. So if they're doing that and they're that big, they could tear you, probably snap you in two, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're kind of like scaring you off. And then you guys are like, well, let's keep on going, and stuff. So I'm like,
Right.
I watched
See?
some of those. I watched some of the shows. There was one down in the Appalachian Mountains that they had. It was one of the guys' name was Trapper on there, and they went running around. I don't know if it was one of those like, like we're doing this but we're not, kind of
Right.
show. Because some of the stuff I was like, no, you can't see a Bigfoot every time, or you can't be shooting at something every time after. And I was like, no, this is
Right.
more of just that type.
Right.
And then it makes people not want to, look into a potential of those that really have good research, really have good proof.
Yeah. I think Susie had some on hers. She took me out there on the four-wheeler. Boy, I seen some strange things out there. Some of them trees.
But her ranch has got a lot of interesting stuff going on there. Every time it's like, ooh, something new, eh?
It's almost like following a trail. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah, beast
Piece of
cat.
candy.
I remember that. Oh my gosh.
But I would love to know if she's got some kind of portals or something on her property.
It sounds
Um,
like it. It really
she,
does.
she did take down a lot of the trees, so now she has more pasture, um, which is good. But she still has there's an awful lot of vacant woods out that way. So,
Oh, yeah. Well, you
yeah.
never know what happened in those woods.
Yeah.
I don't know. When you said that, I got a really creepy, like I'm even pulling in on myself, and I don't, it, that's how I understand. I listen to my body. If I'm comfortable and laughing and joking, it could be serious or not, but it doesn't affect me. But as soon as you said that and I started paying attention to what I was doing, like, yeah, that feels, you never know what. So yeah,
Yeah.
not so good vibes.
I mean, her property is obviously protected.
Oh, definitely. But,
Um,
you
but I
can always
think
have
that
something on
there's
the outskirts hanging around out of the protection.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And I think a lot of times when she said it's time for me to move on, I think that sometimes is one of those things where she has a message from God that says, "Okay, you did what you could do here.
Right?
Now you need to go do other places."
I believe that's true because I've had that happen to where it was just like I feel like I'm more here for whatever situation, and then now I'm, and they might be hurt or the people, the feelings or whatever, and it's just like, well, I don't think it's a good or bad thing. It just thinks that I got plopped into your situation for a bit, and then now it's time for me to go somewhere else.
Right.
No
Right.
hard feelings, no nothing. Just I don't know. Sometimes I believe that God sticks us in little places at times,
Learning periods.
right? Or
Yeah.
helping somebody else, or we receive help. Either or, whatever way, not knowing.
Right.
So,
But yeah, I even Jack, the last when we went out to Susie's, Susie and I were gone on the 4-wheeler. We took off, and Jack was sitting outside in my chair waiting for us to come back, and he was sitting out there with her son, and they were just sitting out there talking. But Jack told me the whole time he was out there, he just felt like there was something watching him.
ooh, yeah, that's
You
not a
know,
very.
he just had that feeling
I don't
something
like
was
that.
watching him.
I
And
get.
but he didn't feel bad about it.
Oh, okay. It's not that.
Yeah, it
Maybe
just,
doom watching,
yeah.
but just the presence of somebody there
Yeah.
watching, but you're not sure what.
Rebecca says, Brenda, have you laid hands on anyone yet? Um, at first I had to look at that twice, Rebecca. I was gonna say, you mean punch somebody in the face? Sure.
God can use you to bring healing hands to others. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, I've had it done to me, like in the hospital when that girl showed, or when Anna Mae showed up when I was sick. Um, Andy just sent me something. Andy, where are you?
I haven't seen. I've never got to
Wait,
meet him. I don't think yet.
wait. He's up. Let me do this. Now that I know he's
I know
awake.
he's been
Watch
busy
this.
and doing stuff.
Hang on. Let me. Andy Pandy, where are you? Let's do this. Ta-ding. Yeah, watch him. I know he's awake because he just sent me something. So I'm going to catch Andy.
So did that lady lay hands on you, or when she was talking, just present it like a natural kind of thing, but you could feel some like.
It was a very, very strange experience. One like I have never had before, because honestly, to tell you the truth, I was ready to give up.
Well, that was definitely heaven sent. When I heard you talk about that story, because I was watching you, and I was like, "Oh, I could feel as you were describing the story that this woman was more than just your average day woman, and she could
And
sense
she knew
you."
things that she shouldn't have known,
Well, they
that,
always do,
yeah.
they really do. People get placed in places. When I had my accident and a guy came in and said he saw everything, was trying to calm the young man down to call and blah, blah, blah. And then when on my way to the hospital, I'm like, how can he see through a brick wall where he was at and where I was at? So I looked at it as, that's just somebody that, showed up and had a lot of detail that a normal human being, can't look through brick walls while they're pumping gas and watching see what happened to you and walking with the detail to calm everybody down. It's like, or that woman coming into you with all these details that you don't even know, and it's so.
Hi, Kiki. Kiki, it's not time yet, Kiki.
No, she's playing. She
She's
ripped the
like, I'm
blanket. She ripped my blanket off the bed. It's all on the floor, balled up. She's been rolling around in it when we've been talking. So
she's in a mood today, huh?
yeah. I'm surprised she's awake because I ran around last night when I couldn't get back to sleep, and she kept on like, "What are we doing?" And I'm like, "You can stay there. I just can't get back to sleep right now."
Yeah, Usually she's our time teller. She's like, okay, 2 hours, let's go.
Well, she's going to be 1 next month on the 5th. So I guess she's growing up a little bit more.
She's growing into her attitude. I like it. I like it.
She's got that with me.
Yeah. Okay, make sure you read
Okay, get down.
that post I sent you. Read the post he sent me. What did he send me? Read the post he sent. Let's see what he sent. Suspect in custody.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
As soon as you said that. Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Oh.
Don't even have to know. Just watching your face is priceless.
Oh. Okay, Andy. Come on up here. Let's talk about this.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Rebecca is talking about the Blair Witch and black and white flashing off and on.
The Blair Witch? What?
Susie shared.
There he is. Andy!
Yeah.
Andy.
Hey.
Hi there. It's been a while.
Yes, it has, hasn't it?
So I see that you sent that. That's an awful lot for me to read without going blind. Would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah, domestic call went bad.
Oh.
A domestic call went bad.
Yep.
Well, usually that does happen. Or they wouldn't be called domestic violence calls for nothing.
Assaulted wife. Wife calls 911. Cops show up. Cops get the lady and the children out of the house. They kick the door in to get the guy. He shoots this cop with a 20 gauge shotgun.
Oh,
Oh, stupid move.
wow.
They fired back.
No, actually, they didn't.
Oh,
Wait, what?
did the officer have his,
That's
Yeah.
gone.
yeah.
But it shot him in the bicep.
Oh, that sounds so painful.
As soon as he was shot, he turned around and ran downstairs to the ambulance to the paramedics that the wife was being treated in. And paramedics were screaming, officer down, and they went right to the hospital.
So did anybody ever go in and get him? Did he surrender?
He surrendered 11 hours later.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Well, actually 11 hours and 47 minutes later.
Okay. Let me explain what would have happened had it have been me. It wouldn't have taken 11 hours because I'd have pulled my gun and shot him anyways.
Exactly.
And it wouldn't have taken 11 hours. They'd have dragged him out with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting.
Andy, I think your officers need more training.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Wow.
Especially when he was looking out the window at him and waving.
He was
What?
looking out the
No.
window waving? Really?
Oh my gosh. Wow, he was really.
Yeah, they got that on the drone camera.
Oh my God.
Well, some people are snarky.
So how's the officer? Is he doing okay?
He just had his second surgery yesterday, but he's got a long road.
Was it his main arm or arm that he has?
Yeah, apparently the bullet went into the bicep and up out the shoulder.
Oh God, I don't know why I asked, but I wanted to know anyways. Yeah, okay. He's okay.
And then, of course, the shotgun, you had all millions of pellets in the bullet.
Right.
So he had him in his forehead, his face.
Ah, right. That type. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Oh, no.
Yeah, somebody should just went and shot him.
Brenda's like, I'll take care of it.
Somebody should just shot him.
But 2 hours after his first emergency surgery, he was joking with the nurses
That's good.
and told them how much the food sucked.
Yeah. I don't, everybody complain. Now, my hospital, they don't have bad food. And in the middle of the night, like, let's say I only ate once that day and didn't really eat. If I got hungry in the middle of the night, I call the nurse. And everybody, normally, most hospitals will bring you like a sandwich with nothing on it.
Mm-hmm.
Our hospital actually has like TV dinners for us in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Where they take them and they heat them up and they bring us, they'll say, okay, you got a turkey dinner, there's a chicken dinner, there's, Salisbury steak or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they give you an option of what you want. So hospital's pretty good. So I can't really complain too much.
Our
Yes.
hospital food's good
Hospital
too.
food here
Mhm.
is okay. Now down in Baltimore, food is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
At least the food I had was good.
I think it all depends on, who they got cooking at that time. Or
Mm-hmm.
like my hospital, they make the best chili. Oh, it's better than Wendy's. Okay. They make good chili. And when they have chili, I'm always happy when they have chili because I'll say, is anybody making any cornbread?
Oh,
Go
man.
to chili.
I want to make some. I got cornbread. I want to make some chili. You're making
I
me
guess
so
you're going to
hungry.
start going to the hospital on chili day, aren't you?
Yeah. I got to call the hospital. When is chili day? So I know when to fall down and go boom.
Some people around here do that, go to the hospital just to eat food.
Really?
Oh, they're
Yeah.
brave. They must be brave if the food around there sucks.
Oh, wow. Ours is so busy. It's like a city. It's the University of Michigan hospital here in town. So it's a teaching school, college, and all of that. It's like its own city. It's huge, constantly busy.
Wait, she's
I was
silent.
reading something that Rebecca had said, something about killing those 3 kids. Who killed 3 kids? Kyle Rittenhouse didn't kill any kids. He killed violent people that were killing everybody else. It was shooting at people. And that's another kid that shouldn't have been put in the position he was in, but he did what he felt was right. So, and I can't say that I wouldn't do the same. I mean, honestly, if I'm going somewhere and I just see people taking pot shots at people and just shooting them because they want to just be violent,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to shoot them. I'm going to shoot them.
We're just
I'm gonna
gonna
I'm gonna come up behind them and put a bullet right up their anal. Okay,
She's got her
I'm
holsters
not
ready.
I'm always armed when I
Yeah.
leave my house.
I don't have
Always.
I
any
know
feeling
you
about
are.
that
You
hurt.
said that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I get it, Rebecca. But we were talking about some portals and Bigfoot and stuff like that. I was gonna do a real big show on Friday, but people don't know how to drive and they hit electrical poles and run over things that have to do with your internet and
That sounds like around here.
I think that they had Merlin tags.
They probably did.
Oh, gee.
They-
There we go.
and then I seen this one Georgia tags. Whenever I see Georgia tags in front of me and they're doing something stupid, I call Glenn and say, "Can you call your people back, please?
Oh my gosh. Can you call you?
Call your people back home. They don't need to
And
be
you do that to
here."
me too.
Call you. That's a good one.
Who's teaching these people out there how to drive? Okay, call them home. But because I'm in a military town, we get them from everywhere. So
You're
that's what
right.
happens. And I found out yesterday that they are giving Fort Hood back their name. Fort Hood.
Good, 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 good. I think I read something about that a while back, but they were still, trying.
Yeah. And they did the same. Where was it? They did the same with, oops, Andy. Oh, dang. Sherry, I'm going to send you this. Oh my God. I don't know if I can show that on the show.
Probably not.
I don't think you should.
Nah, I haven't seen it yet, but
well,
oh,
okay, so when you drive
bad.
the opposite directions, but you drive on the same side of the road, that's what happens.
Yeah, were they playing chicken?
I know, right?
That cart game.
Good God. Oh my goodness.
So I don't know if
That's
you show it or not.
Kiki. That's Kiki, Andy. Kiki's playing with her squeaky toy.
Oh,
No,
I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna
She
say,
does
what
have
the
it.
Have you ever
What's wrong with your computer, Brenda?
Let's find something
No.
else. No, that's annoying, but I was looking. It's her little football. Find something else for now.
Have you ever seen Kiki, Andy?
No.
You will. Kiki makes regular appearances. She
Oh,
gets
okay.
up on the back of Sherry's chair and she stands there.
Or if I get up to use the restroom or something, and
Yeah,
then they
she
come
comes
back
in the
on,
camera.
and Kiki will be in the chair. and I
She's
won't-
sitting in the chair like she's doing the show, and she's just
There
looking
she
like,
comes. She's like, "Where's my
Kiki.
phone?"
She says, "Give me back my ball."
Yeah, she normally doesn't play with this one either. This is one of the toys that she hardly ever plays with.
Of course.
Yeah.
So those people are out of a vehicle, Andy. I mean, wow, how do you do that?
They just
People
straight
were
went
they
on.
drinking? Oh, nice
Actually,
helicopter,
I have
Andy.
no clue.
That's a nice helicopter.
What it looked like is like the two cars traffic going this way, and that truck didn't know that they were going the wrong way and just drove right into everybody.
Yep.
That's what it looked like.
People, stop drinking and driving.
Slow down. You shouldn't be in a hurry. My sister and I were just talking about that because
And that was at 8 a.m.
she notices that people are like always seeming in a hurry. I almost got somebody in a parking lot. The guy wouldn't wait for when I went to go walk across the stop sign. He started going, and I went like this and put my hands out, and he was getting close, and I said, "Excuse me, I've been run over once. I don't want to go for 2 times, thank you." And
Well,
he was like, "Goodbye, have a great day." He had his window down and everything.
I
And
know,
kept
right?
on going.
You're like, dick.
Oh, I was loud enough that, but it was nice. I'm not going to, no, I was at Costco. I'm not going to scream in front of room.
Well, I will tell you, there was one thing I found out the hard way when I moved to Texas. Okay. Texas does not believe in pedestrian rights. If you are not in a crosswalk and you cross the road, or you're blocking a bridge, or you're blocking a road, and you get run over, the ambulance driver pats you on the head and says, "You're bad."
No, that sounds like outside of our city. I mean, I've lived in the country, but Ann Arbor, they're very up because, it's the university campus. So pedestrians always have the right of way, no matter what. And it's like, it's not good. They don't put the articles out as for everyone to see because they're always super tiny back in the newspaper days and stuff.
Now, I don't think they bother to give you a ticket for, what do they call that? Shit, there's a word for it. When you're crossing the road and you're not using a crosswalk.
Jaywalking.
Yes, they don't bother because that's more paperwork for the police department. But if you get hit, well, then there's your ticket.
Is that when they do it? Oh, that's bad.
Yeah. So not only do you have to pay
Oh,
the ticket,
you okay on
you
the
gotta
way
pay
to the
for the
ambulance?
ambulance ride to the hospital.
It's like, oops,
Oh my God. While they're writing their ticket. Are you all right? Do we need an ambulance?
right? But that all came into play, most of it, when they were doing all those riots and stuff, and people were blocking diesel trucks and
Oh, yeah.
everything else from getting where they were going.
Mhm.
And Texas was like, screw that. If you're blocking and if you block the highway, you get on the highway out out here, you gonna get run over
Oh,
because
I
ain't
believe.
nobody gonna care. They're
Oops.
gonna be like, there's a
Did you,
whole line of people up here. Hup, $5 a pop.
did you hear that sound? I don't know. Keep on going. We're
I
late.
know, right? Because you don't need to be blocking that stuff. I mean, you
That's how
want
it is
to,
on the country roads out here. Outside of this area, it's like that.
yeah.
People are, you drive or you move over.
And I mean, I'm going to get into this protest over here. Let me tell you how this works. So I've been keeping an eye on all of them all over the place. Okay. LA's, San Antonio's, what have you. Now, our police will block off enough of the road and reroute everybody. They automatically do it. They send out notices to everybody in Texas. If you're
Right.
traveling in this area, you can reroute and go this way
Okay.
because they will allow them enough for them to be able to do their thing.
Right.
But however, when they're around traffic, they're up on the sidewalks. They're just standing there with their signs protesting. They're not throwing bottles at cars driving by or throwing rocks off of bridges at people on the highway.
They're doing that again. See, I'm not paying attention.
I think that they've kind of stopped doing that since the military's been moved in. But
Oh.
I watched that first time,
Hmm.
and they were shooting bottle rockets and they were throwing very bad fireworks at the cops. They had them trapped underneath the bridge.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay.
And still, you shoot a firework at an officer, that is a weapon.
Yeah, it is. I mean, some of
Mhm.
those things that
Those cops have the right to defend themselves with more than rubber bullets.
is that what they got?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't understand.
because a rubber bullet's gonna sting, but those other things catch you on fire. They can burn you whole. Just
And of all places, of course, I watched New York's. And they were a little pushy and loud, and they got a little pushy with the cops. But for the most part, they were peaceful.
I didn't know that they had it here in town too. But my son saw Humvees.
Yeah, they had them. They had
military.
protesting here yesterday.
Well, they had military Humvees heading to Detroit on 94. My son saw them on Friday, I think, and Saturday, back and forth, heading down
We've
that
had
way.
we've had no looting like they had in California. I was watching it live. See,
Yeah,
here's
I
the
was
thing.
too.
I don't watch news. What I was watching was podcasters out there on the streets. Had
Yeah,
their buddy
standing with the cops.
standing with the cops, going down the road in the middle of the crowds, watching these people break into windows, go into a Nike store, steal everything that they had on the
Oh, they're
shelf.
doing that again?
The guy was running around with like 3 left shoes. What the fuck are you doing?
It sounds like a kind of
What are you
repeat of
doing?
5 years ago, or with the BLM. It sounds like a
Yeah.
repeat. It's just a different
Well,
brand, a group of people for a different reason.
I
But
think some of those people were probably the same people.
You think?
I saw one podcaster. Cop said, "Jump in the truck with me. You can go along."
Right.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was ridiculous. They are standing there in front of the cops, screaming peaceful protest in their face, No, sorry, that's not peaceful
No, a
protest.
peaceful
Peaceful
protest.
protest is walk down the road with your gang, with your
Yeah.
signs, chant what you want to chant, not yelling in the cops' faces and spitting on them.
No.
Exactly.
I had somebody spit on me once.
Yeah, yeah, I had someone
Unfortunately,
do
that
that.
person had a bag put over their face and they misjudged the steps on the way down the
That was
stairwell.
husband number what?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Let me
No,
think.
mine just accidentally shot himself in the leg.
Ooh, well,
And I had nothing to do with that. I was at work.
you know, things happen.
So I just don't. And I will tell you, here in Texas, on the sidelines,
And
there's
I
a
guess they
big.
got a pretty calm one downtown. I didn't know that. My son was like, "Would you like to see where my son and wife ended up at?" Because they went to go to a musical thing that they have free for musicians to play to go down there. And they got off the bus, and then he showed me the picture they ended up in their little parade thing. And she saw her sister and some other people. She goes, "I think I knew half of the people that used to come at this other place." And I'm like, "I'm sure you did." She goes, "I didn't think we were gonna be right in the middle of it, but it was good. It was okay. You know, it was calm. People
Yeah,
were normal. You know, they weren't."
I mean, if you want a peaceful protest, that's fine. You have that right. You
Yeah,
absolutely have that right to peaceful protest.
they had
There
Fox
is
News
no
down
two
there
ways about it.
too. Yeah,
But but when you're running around and you are doing stupid things and setting things on fire,
that's not
and that's
protesting.
not protest.
No, that's
It's not
destruction.
protest.
Demolishing. That's demolishing, is what it is.
Yes. Now, um, our people here, let's see. Brenda can bring that up. There's
So
our people
fast now.
here. If you look, we have a little group here. Now we have this. We have. Oh, Andy, where'd you go,
You had a
Andy?
call. I think it. Oh, there he is.
Hi, Andy. Um, now that's not. Is that here? Yeah, that's here. So we have no qualms arresting people when they're doing stupid shit. Okay, we don't have a problem.
Mhm.
But we don't have a governor telling people you need to behave. You need to let these people be free. You need to let them express themselves.
There's a
We
difference,
allow them to express themselves here.
right?
But you're not going to disrespect the police, you're not going to disrespect the community, you're not going to break into things, you're not going to set things on fire, you're not going to loot,
Well,
and you're not going to harm anybody else.
that's not even protesting. That's not protesting. That's
It's
not
not.
getting a point. It's just like you got your protesters and then you got your mayhem destroyers, you know, in there, and like, let's see what we can take home.
They do that. They stir up. But if you notice, after those people that have their faces covered so you can't see who they are done stirring so much shit, they back off and everybody else is left holding the bag.
Yeah, I watched all that, you know, the first time, you know, this time I'm like, I'll get the tidbits from people like you once in a while I'm busy doing other things.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just stupid.
Well,
And I do hear a whole lot of people sitting there that moved here from California. We need to change Texas stuff. The hell you do.
no,
You don't need, because see, look, California has their problems
right.
because of that. You're not
Right.
going to come here and cause the same problems and turn it
No.
into California.
That's
You
why
can
you
go home.
leave. You leave one place, you leave the problems. If you want something new, you learn what they have. And if you don't like it, stay in your own property and keep it to yourself, you
Yeah.
know? It's not that hard.
Nope.
Just people make it hard.
Yep. They make it hard. They're stupid about it. I mean, I have never, I have never. I can't say that because I watched it 5 years ago. I was going to say I've never seen so much stupid in one
No, that
place
was
in all my
5
life.
years ago because
But
we
that
all
was
like,
5 years ago.
sat down and had to watch. People that are like this, watch what we did, and
And
we all.
and and it's all the same shit all over again.
It's like a stamp, or it's like a movie that's been redone with just different characters. Because they couldn't come up with, because the writers were on strike. So they were like, let's just take this and kind of fiddle with it.
I want to talk a little bit about Trump and Elon Musk.
Oh, that picture.
I that picture's funny. Okay, so this is what I am going to say on this. Okay. Trump is not a stupid man. A lot of things he does them on purpose. And I think that this stuff with him and Elon Musk came at an opportune time, but I don't think it's true. I think that it's some kind of little spat, but it was no big deal. And I think it got made a bigger deal than what it should have been. But we all know that and I'm going to do it, Sherry. I'm going to show it.
Good. I love that.
I'm going to show it.
I screenshot. I'm keeping it.
Right? We all know that the economy is bad, so when you break up and the economy is so bad that you have to stay living together. I seen this. I sent this to Sherry. I thought it was freaking hilarious. I was like, oh my God.
And Trump has his golden blanket too. And the funny thing is my mom does that. She gets in the recliner, she gets a blanket. And so when I saw that with the remote and everything, I was like, no. I've seen my parents do it. My son does it. Trump's got his golden blankie with this. And Elon's got his gaming.
Yeah, he's playing a game on the computer.
That was great. That was just so funny. Yep.
I think that it was done for a reason. I don't think that they're really fighting.
I don't know.
Maybe.
You never know. I mean, they could and couldn't. But
every time I hear people sit and complain about certain things, it's like, you people don't understand how bad this actually has really been.
Oh, yeah.
For decades.
Yeah, before
decades. Here. People have screwed this country for decades. Yeah. This is, I heard somebody say something about he put these tariff things in place. Doge. Actually, people, Doge was made by Obama. And Obama was going to start doing that until he was probably put in my opinion, in the cut.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There was a video that was found of Obama when he was in office. He was going around saying that they had to get into the government and they had to get into all this stuff and find out where the money's being spent and how much is being spent for what. And Doge was made back then.
I've noticed that. I found like stuff that we think is like what we were talking about was back then, but brought to us all shiny and new again, know. And if you weren't paying attention, you think it's brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Bush first got in office, do you know how many people he deported? A lot more than what Trump is deporting now.
Which one?
Same way with Obama.
The Daddy Bush, the first one?
Junior.
Oh, Junior. Okay, because I was in high school. I wasn't paying attention to him.
Same way with Obama. Obama did deportations, and he did a lot more than what Trump has
No,
done so
he
far.
did a lot more, a
Mhm.
lot
But
more,
it was okay
right?
when they did it. But it's so bad because Trump's doing it.
It's what they both
So,
do. Sides do
yeah,
that to each other. They
yeah,
do. They
they do.
do. It just depends
It's
on
a
who's
tug of
got.
war.
I
It's a
know.
tug of war. That's all it is.
You're right.
Let
It is a tug of war.
Yeah. Let's see who gets more of the rope than the other.
Yeah.
You know.
Woo. We should make the hole bigger
So
and more muddier.
so when this stuff happens, I try to. I just sit back and go, uh huh,
Yeah. You got to
sure,
watch it play out
uh
sometimes.
huh,
You really do.
sure.
I mean, some people want to think
Hey,
that they can get in and fix it too. And it's like, if you guys just sit back and you'll learn something.
this is America.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be here. That's fine. We have no problem with it.
Yeah.
But the biggest and most important part of coming here legally is being vetted. Because the last thing you want is a mass murderer being released into the country free. Rapists, drug dealers, everything.
Yeah.
We have had our fentanyl has gone down in 1 year by almost half of what was being put out.
Oh, did it? That's good to know.
Yes.
That really is good to know because it got
Yes.
bad. It got really bad
Yes.
everywhere.
And unfortunately, they're still trying to get that out of here, and it's been hard. But what's been hard is not the people running from us and getting away. It's the people of this country that are violently trying to say they're peacefully protesting,
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. It
and they're getting in the way of people doing their jobs to make us safer here. And people just, I don't know, they don't get it. When I first seen that stuff in California, and I have family out there, my first opinion was, let's build a wall around California and we'll just deport everybody there.
I have a cousin out there. She was stationed in one of the naval bases. Her and her husband, one of my cousins, she lives out there, but not
I
from
grew up
LA,
out there.
like up. Yeah.
I grew up in LA. Okay,
Oh,
I
did
grew up
you?
out there. Okay.
I've never been out
So
there, so I can't say anything. I'm an East Coast kid and Midwest and down south.
I
Right.
got out of there as fast as I could as soon as I was old enough to do so. I just, people ask me, do you ever want to go back there and live? No.
Right.
California ruined my life.
Some
The
people they
things the things that I went through when I was there, it ruined my life.
right.
So, no, you can have it.
Well, they make it when I remember growing up, they made California the place to go. I wanted to go there when I was a kid, even the Brady Bunch went there and stuff.
I don't
They
know,
just
right?
made it to where everybody who wasn't there wanted to go there. Sun and the fun and the beach and the this and that. And the
Yeah.
reality was you meet the people from there and they're like, it's not like that.
And it's not the same anymore. I was there 6 years ago. When I came back from there, like not even a few days later, when I got back, was when I ended up having to have another surgery on my leg, and I ended up losing my leg.
Oh,
So that was the last time I was there. And I stayed there with my cousin. My daughter and I went, and I stayed there a week longer than what I wanted to.
mm.
And I had only taken enough medication for a week because that's all we were supposed to stay. But halfway through that, my daughter decided, woo, we're going to stay another week, Mom. I'm like, what? So, it was just, it was not the same. We went driving around, and I looking at these places that I grew up with, and I'm like, what is going on out here?
Right.
What has happened to California? Period. So I was not impressed. I decided I was just done with it, and I don't want to ever go back there again. It's not worth it. Their property taxes are through the ceiling. Their state taxes are through the ceiling. Somebody had asked me, I had a younger kid who lives out there. He wants to go to college. He's 23. He's in college now out there, but he wants to relocate. Where would be a good place to go? So we started naming off different, different states. And I told him one of the best things for you to do is get online, start looking around at jobs, see what interests you. And he asked me, he lives in a 1-bedroom apartment in California, pays $1,800 a month.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like New York City.
And he said, you have a 1-bedroom apartment. How much do you pay? I said, $850. He said, what?
Yeah.
Well, then he started talking about, having some kind of a side job while he's going to college. So he's got extra money. And he's talking about, even working at McDonald's, all they pay is $16 an hour. And I said, you can get a job up here in my city at In-N-Out, which you're very familiar with because you're from California, flipping burgers for $20 an hour. He said, what? I said, and we don't have state tax.
Oh, that's right. You don't. Man, I should move down there.
And he was like, what are your colleges like? I said, well, where do you want to go to college? We've got A&E or A&M. We have, we have college in San Antonio. We have them in Dallas. I would say stay out of that one. Yeah. We've got them everywhere. You even have community colleges. I have a community college right down the road from me.
Right.
So he's seriously thinking about relocating, and he likes to talk about, what's here. But when you come here and you're young, also you got to remember that either you find farm people to hang out with and you go play with animals and ride horses, or the only other thing for young people to do out here is go clubbing.
All right.
So, and that can cause problems because that gets these young ones drinking and driving and all that bullshit. So, but there's quite a bit to do out here. If you go to San Antonio, the Riverwalk's nice. You can schedule to have a boat, have a dinner on one of the boats that goes around the river. During the winter, you've got horse and buggy rides. They've got it all decked out in Christmas lights. It's actually really beautiful.
That sounds pretty.
I mean, and there are things to do that you can find to do where you don't get yourself in trouble.
Right. I have family in Corpus Christi, my cousin and her husband, and then all the kids, but they were able to get, nice land, and they built the houses far enough apart, the families together, but far enough that they're not right next door to you. And
right.
Yeah, like you and your cigar smoking people.
Right outside my door. I open my front door and it smells like his cigar in my house. I have to wait a little while before it to go away. And then I think because I'm like, God, is that the way it was when I used to sit out back when I used to smoke cigarettes? I would open up the door and the house would smell like smoke until it went away. I'm like,
Cigarettes are bad, but cigars it's worse.
God, they smell so bad. Well, no, the one that he had, I don't know where he got it, but it actually smelled kind of good. And I don't mind like
expensive one.
Yeah, and
that's
I don't.
Maybe why they're out in the front.
Yeah, showing up as expensive cigar. Come smell this.
Yeah. And they probably go, wow, where'd you get that at? You can't have it.
Yeah, you can't afford this sucker. Was like $80.
Yeah. Oh no, I know they are, but I would not do that. No.
Yeah. That's a craziness. So Andy, you've been gone for a while. How have you been? I got the finger.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I'm still kicking.
Well, I hope so. You're a young man. You should still be kicking.
I ain't that young.
You're a lot younger than me. And I'm an old hag.
No, you aren't.
No, you're not.
I get told that every now and then by younger people, but you know. I'm like, well, they say growing up is supposed to be so much fun. Don't do it. It's a trap. Whatever you do, stay in Toys R Us. It's a trap.
I'm a
Oh, so
Toys
you've
R
been
Us.
talking to Jack again.
It's a trap. You have to pay bills.
Yeah.
You have to act like a human being. You have to be dressed all the time. You can't just be wandering around naked. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's horrible. It's horrible. You have to buy things.
Use the dress all the time. I like clothes. Thank you. I'm not one of those naked walking around people.
I'm not anymore since somebody
Oh,
told me that
no.
they
I
spy
have been
on
that way
us.
my whole entire life. That I didn't even like when I was a kid. When I got older to wear pajamas, I just wanted to wear shorts and a t-shirt just in case something happened. That I'm dressed and ready to go out the door.
Well, we all know that half the time Brenda don't wear any pants, so you know.
Yeah.
I might
Yeah,
have a shirt on,
exactly.
but I ain't wearing any pants. We always do that.
I got shorts on, but I still. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I'm actually wearing a
Aren't you
dress.
glad you came on, Andy?
I'm actually wearing a dress today, Andy.
Ooh.
So in
I
other
don't-
words, again, you're not wearing any pants.
Yeah, she's
Well,
not
yeah,
wearing pants
I'm
with
not
a
wearing any
dress.
pants.
That's nice. I don't wear
I don't wear any
dresses.
pants.
I'm
My
one of those strange girls. I like dress, and I could if I had to go someplace nice, but I don't really. I think I have one dress and maybe a skirt or two. I don't.
I
don't.
bought some so that it would be easier for
Yeah.
me to go places.
No, that would look really nice on you. I just feel uncomfortable. I feel weird in dress. I don't know why. Well, probably my upbringing and stuff, but I just like
I used to wear nothing but Levi's, so I know. It's, before I lost my leg, you could always find me. Either I was in uniform or I was in jeans. I never,
jeans.
on
shorts.
occasions when I had to work at the strip club, I would wear a short skirt and nylons, but for the
You wear
most part,
nylons? Oh,
yeah.
I hated those things. I'm so glad that women don't wear them. I mean, I've come across and I'm like, where do you buy those at? Because when they went out
Walmart
of,
usually.
I don't know. When they went out of stock, no, I never liked wearing them when we had to. My mom would yell at me to go, and I'm like, these things are stupid. They don't fit right.
But
I'm always,
my boss over there, when I worked over there, he did not like women in jeans. He had this thing about women in jeans. He hated it. I showed up there one night because I had to go to a doctor appointment, do some stuff, and I didn't have time to go home and change. And I showed up in jeans and a t-shirt, and I had a cap on my head. And he
nice.
looked at me and said, "Go home and change." I was like,
See?
"What?"
I would dress like that, the t-shirt, the baseball cap, and yeah, just be comfortable. But you look nice and casual, I mean, just.
They weren't there to look at me. They were there for the naked girls. What difference did it make what I
you were at
wore?
the strip club. I forgot.
Yeah. What difference did it make what I wore? I mean, I didn't care.
It
I was like,
does to them. Seriously, it doesn't matter. They got that, but then they got you over there hoping.
well, here you go. Because that night that I worked and I was wearing jeans and a t-shirt, I went home with $230 in tips. I made more than the girls did that night.
Oh, they would get so bad about that.
And it was like, it didn't make a difference what I wore. It really didn't.
Right.
Not for me. I was not what they were there to come and see. I was only the one that stood out front and smiled and said, "Hi, let me see your ID." Put a brace on them, hand them a glass, pour them a glass of free beer, and send them in the door. Off you go.
Adios. Have fun.
Yeah. What difference
Wash your
did it make?
hands when you leave.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Don't come out here and ask me for a glass of beer when you haven't washed your hands.
Yeah, don't touch me. Just
Don't touch
I don't know where your hands were.
You come walking out here smelling like Astroglide, we're gonna have a problem.
I guess. Oh my goodness. I used to be a bartender, like in a pub restaurant, but I wish that after my accident I could have kept it. I loved doing that. It didn't matter if I made a lot of money or not. I made enough, but it was fun. It was fun to meet people. It was fun to just hear stories, especially ambulance drivers coming in. There was some that I'm like, I gotta back up. I can't handle this. And I'd go down to the other end of the bar. But just to see different people. And
Yeah, I bartended there too, but
that's a different kind of
I
bartending.
did it. Yeah, I did it with a couple of young girls, so they were topless. I, however, was not. And the boss would say something, and I would look at him and say, "You'll lose half your alcohol." He's like, "Why?" I said, "Because I'll trip on the damn things when I'm trying to walk with glasses.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it. Sorry." It's not happening. I would wear low-cut shirts and different stuff like that, but I was not. No, I was not one. He was just short a bartender. It was a busy night, and I knew how to bartend, so he would be like, "Get in here and bartend. I'm gonna put so and so on the door over here." I'm like, "Oh crap."
See, I had a friend that used to work in one of the places, and I'd wait for her to come out, and she never came out, and I was like, "Oh, she better not make me go in there." And I ended up in there trying to pick her up, and I'm just like, did tall Heather come in? And they're like, "You have to ask Chet." And I'm like, "What? Oh no." And he points across the room over where the DJ is, and I had to go trucking over there. And
I had to walk all the way through.
But the worst funny part was, well, I mean, I had long sleeve shirt on. I had jeans. They were ripped up jeans, and I had boots and whatever, because that's kind of how I dressed at the time. But then I was coming down the stairs. She didn't even show up for work. I was so mad. And I see one of my high school friends, and he's like, "Hey, Sherry." He goes, "Do you work here?" And I'm like, no. Does it look like I work here?
I know, right?
Than most of these people.
What is wrong with you people?
I said, "I came here to pick up my friend who works here." And I'm like, "Eric, you should know me better. I would not do this." And he's like, "Hey, do you want a beer?" So I sat down there with him. No, I got a free beer. The girls started getting mad because we're all like having a conversation. I said, "I think I need to go because these girls need to make money and you're here for them. And thanks for the beer." And I left.
So, Andy, did you see the parade in DC, wasn't it? Was it in DC?
Yeah, but I didn't see it.
Oh, how come? What were you doing?
I was asleep.
Oh. And I'm not sure what's going on with Israel and Iran. I was keeping up with it, and then I just kind of got away from it for a little while. Okay, so apparently Israel's air defense has been intercepting Iranian missiles.
Oh, nice.
That's good. I know that I watched a thing last night that says Trump is in talks with Israel and with Iran to try to get them to both chill out. Don't know how much it's working, but I'm not even sure what day this is. Some of these things say they're live. I watched one the other night, says it was live, and the missiles were falling, but yet I'm looking at it and it's nighttime and it should have been daytime there.
Exactly.
That happen
And I'm like, well, this ain't live. Stop lying to me. So I don't know what all's going on there. Apparently that's just a mess. And that started when we started having all of our problems with, what's going on with the ice and all that other stuff.
Hey, big.
And the only thing that I could say is, hi, Woo. Hi, Bigfoot. The only thing that I could say, the bombs could be easily be dropped. Yeah, true, true. So the only thing I can say, honestly, is this: sit back and watch what happens. That's all we can do. What can we do? What can we do?
Grow food. I got my garden done. I'm happy. That's what I
Grow
do.
food. Just like
I'm outside.
hey,
I'm like,
my landlord gave me they're bigger than the smaller apartment size washer and dryers, but they're not full size. She gave me a washer and dryer. Oh, let me tell you, Brenda's been having fun. I'm doing laundry in my house.
nice.
Don't have to go to the laundromat. Oh my
Yeah,
God, I'm
save
so
so much
excited.
money too that way.
My water bill might go up a little bit, at least until most of it's done. But I hate going to laundromats. It's horrible. So
Yep,
recycle toilet paper, Woo says.
oh my gosh. No, thank you. That's no, thank you.
Damn it, Woo.
Oh my gosh.
I can't.
No.
Somebody's echoing. I don't hi Jason. We use baby wipes in this house a lot. For us, I even have to use them for the puppy because, when his hair starts growing back before he goes to the groomers. So I use those, and we don't, because we're on sewage, so we don't flush them. I have something has a tight lid on it, and we pop the lid up, and then we take the bags out and empty them. But I could not see recycling toilet paper.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the only way, how I recycle toilet paper? When I run out of tissues like these, when I run out of these, I will go get a fresh roll and bring it in here. I'm recycling it because I'm using it for something else other than my behind.
Oh my gosh.
Woo's on a roll today. Bigfoot butt wipes.
That's what I was
Okay.
laughing at. It helps me. I could do it. Oh my gosh. That would be awesome. Bigfoot butt wave. They got dude wapes. My son found it. He's like, yes, they have dude wapes. He's like, Mom, they got and I'm like, oh my God. He's like,
they have a Bigfoot store out here. Susie's been to it. She's taken all kinds of pictures and stuff there. I wouldn't be surprised if you can't find Bigfoot butt wipes out there.
They have to be bigger than the others. They're probably
They're not made for baby Bigfoot butts.
They're made box for big home. I got my Bigfoot butt wipes.
Those would be good to shower with when we don't have running water.
I saw that and I'm like, oh no, I could run with this in so many ways.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
I can't breathe.
You know what? When we get Jason and Woo in here, you might as well just hang it up. One of these days, these little turds are going to get a link and come up here and sit and talk with us. I keep waiting,
That would be fun.
I know.
I mean, nobody knew who I was, and I was just somebody in the chat for a long time. And then you're like, hey, would anyone? I'm like, I'll do it. You can see I'm over here. I showed you clips of my YouTube channel, my other one. This one I just used to go, do what I'm doing now and watch YouTube. Right? I have another one, but I haven't gotten to it yet. It's still there.
Well, I need to start doing more over here. I have been you guys don't even know how tied up I've been. Um, I've been over interning on a different show, but I've moved to another one. It's been tiring and long and long. So, what happened?
I just was reading what Bigfoot. Oh my gosh, truther. I'm sorry. When something catches me, I'm one of those people that just can't stop laughing. Oh my gosh. Whew, it's just because I have a sense of humor that most females don't, because I grew up with a bunch of guys in my neighborhood and in my small town, and they were funnier than girls. And so I got a kind of different sense of humor than most. And
Oh, yeah. I'm the same way.
yeah,
I'm the same way.
I noticed that I'm like, yeah.
I'm the same way. And you know, I always have to behave myself with Susie because Susie doesn't have that type of, sense of humor or anything like that. So I have to kind of keep myself in check a lot so I don't go overboard with it.
I've
Where
been doing good, but this one though, tonight, I'm like, oh boy, these guys are on fire in the chat.
they are. That's my goof. That's my goof squad. That's the goof squad. Where is Steve? I sent him a link. Where is he?
He's probably at Walmart.
Yesel messel. Yeah. Where are you at? Well, I overslept today during his show. I did watch it after I got up while I was getting ready. Because I didn't go to, like I said, I think I went to bed at 7:30 this morning, and then I woke up a couple hours later, and then I ended up, because I woke up because I was hurting, so I had to take my day meds, and then I passed back out. So,
I'm sorry, I'm listening to you. I gotta stop reading what they're writing right now. Oh my God.
Jason and Woo, did you guys miss each other or something?
Oh God. Was this a new version of Love Connection or something?
I don't know, but I think they're great. I just can't control myself.
Jason, you can't have Woo. He's mine.
Woo. Woo.
Yeah, woo.
Woo. Yeah. Oh my goodness. You guys are great.
They're silly. They are so silly. I love them to death.
That's what I like. If people can be funny, and no matter what content, and make you laugh, that makes, to me, everything better. You don't have to be a comedian. You don't have to be this. I don't know. That's how I've always liked to lighten up and look at things better than all of the way the world is.
And sometimes I will schedule shows to do something, and Sherry, for some reason, when you and I are on here together, we just start talking about everything in the world, and that's okay.
Because, sometimes you get going, then I can follow along.
I know, right?
I don't have a problem.
We don't have Steve saying, you guys are off track. Get back in here. It's like,
no, I'm like a puppy on a pork chop. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
We'll go on the next subject. Why not?
Oh, Rebecca asked, what was your YouTube channel?
Oh, I changed it to I changed it. It used to be something. I think it was just me or something. And I was talking about this was a couple of years ago. This was my second one. And I was trying to teach, I don't know, something. I took a whole bunch of entrepreneur courses while everyone's at home. They had some cheaper price drops to get more people in. And so I took a bunch of like how to do YouTube, like professionally. I even have the book and the courses and all that. But prior to that, I was doing other courses just to learn how to do all of that stuff. And some other YouTubers I was working with, but I didn't like what I was doing. I mean, because I kind of did it. It's kind of spirituality, because I'm actually, there's a lot more about me and stuff. I mean, I've worked with indigenous people. I've worked with Mayans. I am considered a Mayan elder, actually. I've gone through ceremonies down at the Serpent's Mound, worked with indigenous people here. I don't know. I don't claim myself alternative, like uh, healing or all that. I
Right.
kind of popped in and out of their groups because I got all that here too in my town. I got the montage of everything, but I didn't fit in there either because I could get in and I'm like, okay, that works, that works, that works. Oh my God, why is that all you guys just do? And they would stick with it and they'd clump together. And it's like, there's more to this world. I can't clump into anything. So I changed it to the divergent thinking show, meaning that a divergent thinker is also like outside of the box. You're thinking outside the box. And why I put it as divergent is because of that show Divergent, the movie.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was in Kentucky down at the Serpent's Mound meeting my elder, or the Mayan elder. He passed away, but at the time for some other stuff, worked down there. And I came back to the hotel. I sat down, clicked it on because I didn't watch TV or anything. And I had kids and I was like, what the heck is this? And then when I started seeing some stuff, I was like, oh no, this is like way too much, because part of the show, she's in this chair and then you don't know if you're in the simulation or not. And she would break out and everything else. And I'm like, wow, this is a little too close to home. Why am I feeling this kind of stuff? Why is this movie so familiar? So
I just got a book called The Internet for Dummies.
I've seen those.
And I started to read it and I thought, well, I'm not that stupid.
No, those books are bad. I flipped through those in the bookstores before because I'm like, no, I can't even. I know I'm smarter than that.
Oh my goodness. Jason said the girl who wrote that movie went to his school.
Really? Wow. Yeah, that kind of, I don't know. There's too many close at home things in that movie. And then I had to come home. I caught it right in the middle of it. So then when I had to find it back, I don't know. This is way back when you could get movies and still not have to pay twice for them. And some of the things, some of them you do. You're already a membership. And if you want commercial free, you got to pay more. Go figure.
My things keep popping out of my ears.
Oh, you have earbuds.
Yeah, I went and got earbuds. I got rid of my speakers because for some reason they were doing feedback. I got a new mic. I got a second monitor. I got a ring light. I'm all set up, man.
I have a ring light. It's in my closet. I have a microphone and all my gear. It's hanging over there. I had to put YouTube down. I had to, because one of the things was, what is it? The Dark Soul of the Night. You know, people were talking about, and it's like basically, you know, when you pull yourself back and you allow yourself for everything that goes on. So I started Dark Soul into the, you know, and I know all about this. And then I hit some other things. And then I was like, oh my God, I got to get off here. And I think I need to, and you know, the rest is the backstories of some things. And I just was like, oh, Lord have mercy.
That was another question that Rebecca had asked. Rebecca asked, Sherry, when do we get to hear your story?
Mine? Oh, I've been trying to put it okay, well, I'll put it out there right now, partially. I'm also, yay me, I'm part of the survivors. I was born into the family. That story.
Yeah. Rebecca, yeah, probably. Rebecca is looking for your channel so she can watch.
Yeah, it's I don't know if I could put the link. I'll look it up real quick too. Like I said, I haven't been messing. I do have.
You can, if you've got it up on your phone, you can put the link into the chat from your phone.
Okay, I don't, because I'm in on Sherry.
Oh,
I'm here too, because I watch everything on this one. This is my old one from like 7 years ago. That, well, I had some bad bad YouTuber people that I was involved with, and a lot of weird hack-a-lacking and all this other weird stuff. So, I had to take a break.
Yeah, when they start going IRL, there's some problems.
Well, yeah. Well, I found out. I figured it out, now that I've had plenty of time to just sit back and kind of look at everything and go, oh, wow. And then hear other people and go, oh, okay, well, it must be true then. So
I'll tell you this. The communities that we're used to here,
right.
we're used to them. I was over at another show, and those communities I have never met, been around, or seen the strangest freaking people on YouTube ever in my life.
I don't know where you're.
Oh, girl, let me tell you. Oh, Woo, are you still in here? I got to show you a couple things.
I don't know. I'm trying to look up how to get to my YouTube on here and switch it without switching accounts. Because I think I have to. I'm not that good yet. I'm kind of lazy and kind of back from the computer stuff, and I'm more outside. I'm more, I don't know, a nature outdoor person.
Oh, yes, Jason, I did hear about that. I actually seen the clips on it. There was these two YouTubers. They were down in Las Vegas. That's the one is that the one you're talking about, Jason? And they got into an argument about over each other's shows. And the one YouTuber shot the other one and shot his wife.
What? No, I did not
them.
hear that one. And none of my, because we're
killed them both.
Now my oldest, he gets stuff on Reddit and YouTube too, and he hasn't said anything to me.
Reddit is a bad place.
Well, he's in his 30s. I can't tell him what to do.
That's true.
And he is the computer guy, so he's the one that would help me to connect with you. Now I just type it all in. I gave up. I'm like, because the cut and paste wasn't working.
But yeah, I seen that, Jason. That was crazy. I mean, why he just threw his YouTube away because the man's going to go to jail now, and he's going to be there probably for the rest of his life. I mean, it's terrible that people do that. Yeah. There's a lot of weird stuff in Reddit, and you're right. A lot of psyop crap.
Oh yeah, because some of the things that he'll say to me, and I'm like, oh, really? Well, and I'll come out with something, and he's like, oh, okay. But he doesn't take. Thank God, my kids don't take everything that they get face value, because I've always taught them to never take everything, go figure it out. Like, I don't like when people say, well, this person said this. Well, I don't know that person. How about if I meet that person? Let me talk to that person. Let me get my choice and decision if I believe this person or not. Maybe they're lying to you and they might be honest to me. Maybe they're lying to both of us. Maybe not. You know what I mean? And that's.
It is pretty bad. Some of these people, they're bad. So, Sherry, I think that we should just start slamming some shows here.
Yeah, whatever.
Saying that. So, yeah, I mean,
I tried to type in my other YouTube. I could sign in one night on it, and it probably would pop up in your thing. I just don't use it. That I haven't got on it. I've been working with Brenda because I'm trying to get I don't know, to get excited to go, okay, I can go on my own channel and try this. I never had guests. I've been guests on people's, but I've never had guests on my own channel. I always did things.
Well, we are being a little bit more finicky about guests because the Survivor program, there was a few people that we had, and they got to me.
Well, yeah.
I couldn't anymore. I mean, they wore me out.
No, there's
Getting off my for the night. Oh, okay.
I
All right,
can't
Andy.
listen to all of it. I mean, just because I'm one like, them, but I don't know. I can understand some have to go through certain things and describe full detail. I can't handle that. I don't, and some don't, but I understand because it helps others. So I look at it as the same thing with everybody else, that, a lot of us, unfortunately, when I figured out like, oh crap, I'm like all the people, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Oh my gosh, I'm one of them, but I can't. I knew it, but I never had time to deal with, in a way. But I've never looked at it as like, oh, it ruined or destroyed my life. Okay, fine. There was a reason God put me where I was. There's a reason why I'm still here. There's a
Right.
reason why I don't want to be like scared for the rest of my life. And there's a reason why something is going to happen to where I can help the people or younger generations or whatever. But I don't want that to be me, my life, because
What's the actual name on your YouTube channel?
I couldn't flip it. But I know what I'll do is close out of
Because
here.
Jason can't find it either.
Yeah, if I go, let me go on my, wait, if I got go into my YouTube studios, maybe I'll go into my studios and, the Divergent Thinking Show. What is the, I don't know. Can I, like in my studios?
The Divergent Thinking Show.
And I was thinking of short, no, it was just Divergent Thinker.
Divergent Thinker.
Yeah, I don't know. It used to be just my name. I think.
Used to be just a name.
Or no, I guess it was something. No, I had it as remembering oneness is what it was, because I was calling it remembering oneness in the land of forget-me-nots, meaning all of us as humanity here with this veil of forgetness, and some
Right.
are remembering and others are not. Forget me not. But I meant to emphasize the word not, meaning like not me, like I'm not forgetting. No matter what you're doing to me, I'm still going to come back with
Right.
something, and but
Well, I know that like our show here, this show originally was called Outside the Box. Okay.
right.
But when Penny had gone through and made the videos and stuff, she called it Beyond the Box. And she did all that work, and I didn't want to have to, have her do it all over again. So I just left it.
Yeah, because that's what a divergent is a thinker outside of the box. That's so funny. And I don't know if everyone knows, but see, my younger sister's name is Brenda. Which I did see today too. So.
Oh, I think Jason found it.
Did
he just posted a link. So yeah.
Okay, because I just shut my YouTube and I don't even know. I haven't been in my YouTube thing. See, I shouldn't have said that I've done all this stuff because I can't do it right now. I haven't been doing it for.
Yes, that's it.
Did he find it? Thank you.
That was the link because I just clicked on it.
Did you?
Yep.
Okay, I'm trying to get back in here. Oh, I see it. Thank you so much.
Jason, you're the man. But yeah, it was called something different, and then she changed it. So I just left it. And it's funny because if I lose my own channel, I have to go through several things called Beyond the Box, and I didn't realize there were so many.
Really?
And yes, and I was like, because I actually got forced. I had to put an antivirus type thing on my computer night before last. And I was waiting because I was just going to go down to Best Buy, and you can buy them for it's for a year, and then you put it in your computer. Well, this one, the first year is $24.99, and after that, it's $1.99 a year. So
Really?
I was like, okay, I'll use that.
At Best Buy?
No, this one was on the computer. I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
So I had it go in and it cleaned all my stuff, cleaned my cookies. But after it was done, I don't know what I did, but after it was done, I had to re-sign into Facebook. I had to re-sign into my YouTube. I ended up on one of the other shows that I go
Oh
on
my
with the wrong YouTube. It was my full name. And I was in the chat going, whoa, why is my full name up there? I'm like, oops. I looked
Right?
up and I was on the wrong YouTube. So I had to go up on YouTube. I had to change it because I didn't want them crazy people over there knowing what my freaking last name was.
Right? That's why people I didn't used to use my name on Facebook when I signed up when it first came on. I didn't have my real name on for like until like 2 years ago when I switched it.
John McAfee. Yeah, he had gone off grid for a while. Supposedly, he's no longer with us, but I don't believe that. Tell you the truth.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I don't believe that
If they
Epstein
are,
is
yay
gone
for
either.
them. If not, I'm sorry that they left. That's how I look at it anymore. Because it's hard to believe, what's
Yeah.
real for right now. It's
Yeah.
only temporary, but we're
And
all getting through it. So.
and Rebecca not only in Jamaica but in jail, just like Epstein.
That's so.
That's us. That's all I can say.
Yeah, when people mention like, "Hey, I own an island now," I got the cringy of cringes of like, "You do? I wouldn't brag about that," and
I know, right? It's just the things that go on, and then like you have some people that do know things, and then there's things when you sit and you think for yourself, you think, how possible is it that this is happening? I don't think so.
Well, it's hard. I mean, just like with Bigfoot, you got people, and then you got those that are like, no, or you got this, no, or you always got the naysayers all the time, and it's like, well, how come we can't ever move forward when everyone's always saying no, it's not, it's this, then you got the confusion. That's how I like to look at it. It's like, okay, be confused. I'm gonna go over here when you guys come out,
Well, usually people that don't really think for themselves
But yeah,
are
I
more
noticed that.
naysayers. And, it's crazy. But then when something does happen, they're like, wait a minute. That can't be. There's
Right.
no way.
Well,
It's like,
denial.
yep, denial.
Denial.
I am in denial. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Denial.
but anyways, let's see. We're a little over.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and call it for tonight, and then Sherry, we'll talk. Probably there you are, Woo. Hey, Woo. I got a really cool hoodie from that other show with the cow print on it and the blue and red, and I also got a T-shirt with the big cow on it. They send me things.
You getting gifts?
I did. I got some gifts.
Nice.
Some gifts. So, but anyways, all right, guys, we are going to get out of here for the night. Good night, Woo.
Thank you guys for the great laugh in the chat. You guys are great. I love that. I just couldn't stop.
You get Jason and Woo together. You know what? If we all went to a bar with Jason and Woo, we'd all end up in jail together, probably.
Well, and then we had
Just saying.
we had Bigfoot in there too. He or she, excuse me, sorry, don't know, don't wanna, but yeah, that was great. I mean, that was great. I'll probably read through it again just to laugh by myself.
All right, guys. You have a good rest of your. Oh, it's Sunday night, so
Oh,
have
it
a
is.
yeah, have a good week. Sherry and I are going to talk about doing some more shows during the week and pumping some more shows out because we need to get back into the groove. So, everybody out there, you have a good night. And like always, y'all, please be kind to one another. Good night, everybody.
Good night.